Hi, I will talk today about observability. But in contrast to the Grafana guys, the talks beforehand, I will not tell you what you should do to get successful observability. I will tell you a story what we did to get successful observability, and they kinda have common ground. I will show you a little bit about Datev, my company, the challenges we faced or we had in front of us, which brought us to the observability topic, how we got it started, and more important, how we got it rolling. And of course, guys, all right. Of course, the lessons learned. And I also have a little bit of wish list to Grafana about improvements. All right. To my person, my name is Gunter. I'm tech lead for monitoring. That's where I started 20 years ago. Observability, what I did was started 3 years ago. And AIOps, what I'm doing right now. But more of that later, I guess. We're happy here to join me on LinkedIn. Yeah, what is Datev? Stay tuned. It's quite a nice film. And Datev is a company for tax-related jobs. And we are here, we are a community. So every tax consultant in Germany can be a member of Datev. And I have, for example, around about 45,000 bosses, yes. And they can be all members. And our goal is, we were founded in the 60s, and is to always to improve the tax consultants alive. It started in the 60s with buying the first house, big room, big computers, and it evolved on-premise software, and now today we are in the cloud age. As you can imagine, I guess that's the same for most of you. The data centers, the IT is the basis for the biggest, or for the most parts of our products. There's a saying, I think today nearly every company is a IT company, because every company exists in the IT world. So I guess the second part is the same for you also, or you weren't here. Ensuring the performance and the avoiding outages and fast fault clearance at all time is from paramount importance. That's why we are here at the end of the day. This means better quality of our products, etc. pp. Satisfied customers, and we want to save money because we have a higher uptime, get more customers. That's the reason why. But times change. And I think, and I will also use the AI word in a couple of seconds, it hasn't changed as fast as we see at the current time, or as dramatical. Distributed and interconnected apps, services, partners, ecosystem, SaaS, and clouds, you can fill a whole bullshit bingo slide only with this. You have AI, containerization, virtualization, X, Y, Z as cloud. Everything is cloud. Every IT system uses AI. There are switches using AI. There are API gateways using AI to do their jobs better. It's mind-boggling. We at Datev are on a portfolio change. We're moving back. We still have some on-premise software, but we're moving towards a cloud-only strategy. And as if that weren't enough, what we see here, we are doing the DevOps mindset work model change also. Oh, let's go. Why observability? We are doing monitoring. I do monitoring for 20 years. The challenge to ensure the performance of our products. What is observability even? There's only a new fancy word for monitoring? I thought about that. And the conclusion I had with my teams, I will present. The traditional monitoring means I have a system who looks from the outside to monitoring stuff. Yeah. And what we have seen is that this traditional monitoring approach will not work with the parameters I have just described. Try to monitor an AI. Good luck with that, yes. So the idea, at least what we see, is what if the DevOps teams enable their products, their IT, so they can indicate about their, I would nearly say feelings, no, about their status, about their journey through the data centers, through the IT. For example, with the AI, I don't have to monitor an AI. I have to tell the AI, if you happen to find something strange about your working conditions, please tell us. Tell us with metrics, traces, logs, etc. pp. Please, new hyperscaler environment. If you have something strange happening or you have performance indications, please tell us. So we are shifting back from traditional monitoring from the outside to the approach of the IT topics. And this is all over the place for how the IT will tell about their well-being. So, like we heard beforehand, we go to Grafana, we get our credit card, put it on the table, and we buy Grafana Cloud, and we're done. No, of course not. We need to change the mindset of our company. Good luck with that. It's very hard. And we have to do something about the technology. It's less hard, but still hard. So in the year 22, we did an assessment of the state of observability at Datev, and very clearly we have seen we are not ready. We were not ready. Application were the biggest issue because already in 22, big microservice architectures all over the place. We had some APM toolings in production, but they didn't provide any meaningful value. So we made a lighthouse project. I guess you know what a lighthouse project is. Means you start small, effective, show the value like a lighthouse, and then the rest of the crew follows in. And the assignment was initiating observability at Datev. Not getting it done. We haven't got it done. I guess we will never get it done because it's a journey. It evolves like the IT evolves. But we have initialized it. That's kind of something we are proud of. So how to get it started? Standards, as you can see, standards. use of industry standards wherever possible. Why? If you use something like Linux, for example, you get Linux experts everywhere. You get Linux, every IT student has Linux experience or Kubernetes experience. If you use something like CNX, who's here, who knows CNX, what CNX was? All right, this was a Unix derivative of Siemens or from Siemens. Nobody knows this. And so you don't get any meaningful human resources or know-how. We wanted to use software as a service because I personally wanted my engineers to work on improving the observability product, not implementing Linux or Kubernetes patches. And of course, observability as code. This was one parameter. This means fully automatable from the deployment pipelines or from runbooks. And that what we did with the technology stack, Grafana Cloud SaaS. SaaS, I just described why we used SaaS, but why Grafana Cloud? So much better than, for example, Datadog or Dynatrace, etc. BP. They are all cooking with water, like we say in Germany. They are all good products. But Grafana is known by nearly every IT student on this world. Everybody who on a university with IT related, I guess, knows something about Prometheus. We already had in the company very deep knowledge about the open source products, Grafana, Prometheus, etc. pp. This made it absolute, nearly a no-brainer for us to use the already built up Grafana cloud environments, use the already built up know-how and bundle it into a centralized product. All right, and then luck struck. Luck struck, do we say yes? Because with the beginning of our project, a little other project went into Java stable mode. It was called OpenTelemetry. As you know, I guess, it's after Kubernetes the second most active project on this planet, Git project. And here, I don't know if you can see it, but the contributors to this project, all the big names, Splunk, Cisco, Microsoft, Amazon, Dynatrace, Google, etc. pp. And this was very clear for me that this was the new thing. Because Dynatrace, Google, Dynatrace, Splunk, Grafana Cloud will go. Maybe, maybe not. But OpenTelemetry is here to stay as industry standard. This is for monitoring, and I have 25 years under my belt. I never have seen such a shift and such a meaningful event happening. Sounds kind of, I want to cry, but no, it is really. It's a wonderful thing for the monitoring world. The introduction of OpenTelemetry, shout out here. This is a very high level overview over the stack we went. And we are centralized observability work stream or DevOps team. Our goal or our product is to provide an observability approach or platform to our company. Of course, OpenTelemetry instrumented. We sadly have to use Faro as a proprietary Grafana solution because the front-end observability or monitoring from OpenTelemetry isn't there where we want to have it. But I guess they will go there. Then a standard OpenTelemetry collector infrastructure, and what's a little bit different is every DevOps team here at Datev uses their own Grafana cloud stack. That's the reason why we did that, is because we want to supply every DevOps team with their full end-to-end responsibility, so they can do in their stack what they want. We need from Grafana a full baked-in role-based and label-based access control mechanism for the whole product family. All right. Did it come up? Yeah. All right. Because then we can do via labels and role-based control if this is really baked into the core DNA and not only added from time to time to different products. Then we can maybe get rid of the different stacks and use one Grafana cloud environment. All right, now we are done. We have implemented the technology. This was the basis. This was the introduction, the first step. Now, how to get it rolling. And now comes the mindset part. Because what we have seen, a new tool, a new solution, if you don't get it to work and into adaptation on your DevOps teams, then it won't do any good. This is our, I think, for us at least, completely new approach to introduce a product, an observability product into the company. The main challenges here are, I have talked now about the platform. You can see what I've talked about here. Just the fat guys, I have talked about how important it is to use standards. SaaS is nice. Please keep eye on the expenses. Grafana Cloud is not cheap. It's good, but it's not cheap. Keep eye on your expenses, aka the traffic. The other quadrants are at least as important as the technology part. Continuous enabling. From the get-go, use good documentation to provide to your users, self-learning programs. We made such big effort put in these topics to get the idea done, to tell them how dashboarding is done, at least the Datev specialities, because I don't have to repeat what standard dashboarding in Grafana is. There you can go to YouTube and watch a video. Yeah. We are providing cost dashboards to our customers, very important. So they can see what they are paying from their data they are ingesting into the Grafana cloud environment, what they are paying. Very important. Then build a mindset. I love to talk about the product feature observability, which has to be a big green checkbox after, for example, we have a product, the new Datev product 1. There's many capabilities, and one very important capability is that it has the product feature observability. What that means, quite in a while, I will show you. We have, I think we already heard about something. How can we measure it? How good a DevOps team is in observability? And that's where we introduce the system to measure the maturity level. How good is observability? Because many say, yeah, we have observability. Everybody has observability. You know, how good are you in your observability? How good is your company? Yes. And I'm a community manager nowadays. That's was the idea from the get-go also, to bring together all the different DevOps teams at Datev so they can exchange their findings, how they do dashboarding, how they do instrumenting with OpenTelemetries, and give them a platform inside of Datev where they can exchange their ideas, can benefit from each other. It sounds a little bit like Kumbaya, I have to admit, but it absolutely works. I would say 80%, 90% the questions from one DevOps engineer about, I don't know, Java instrumentation will be answered by another Java DevOps engineer at Datev who had the same topics. Works like a charm. Though you can see what I mean about maturity level, that's a very high level draft. But for example, level 1 maturity, higher is better. Have your apps instrumented? Do you use metric status logs? Is dashboard in place? And it goes on and goes on. And level 3 is, for example, the observability success proved. Is the observability product feature. Now we are talking about product feature regularly reviewed, etc. pp. What's level 4? I don't know. I always say, a little bit funny, providing world peace, for example, be level 4 or 5. So you get an idea. What's also important is we as platform provider for the observability, we want to know how good are we, how satisfied are our customers. So every half year or so, there is an assessment about the happiness of our customers. With customers, I mean the users of observability inside Datev. And those are, for example, the questions. And you can imagine like a smiley face, sad, neutral, and happy is a scale. Cost transparency was a big thing where Grafana helped us because they provide all the costs of the stacks as metrics. And we have adapted that into our internal billing system at Datev and give the costs transparent to our customers. And of course, it's needless to say, you want to be better and better and better. If you're doing stuff and you're getting worse and worse reviews, then there's time to take a deep look into the mirror and think about you. Lessons learned. The community approach from the outset allows users to get directly involved in improving observability. That's absolutely true, because we are not here, even if we are the observability platform team, we don't know everything. And you have to be open-minded, use the knowledge which comes from the community and use it, hear it, and sometimes also say, oh, that's a good idea. We have to do this. Don't be too proud. Yeah. Cost transparency implemented in this, and to give this information to our customers had an enormous factor on how many informations are sent to Grafana Cloud. In former times, if this isn't directly distributed to the customer, they send whatever they want. Many, but if they have to pay for it, they are more sensitive. Our observability approach, especially at this scale, is, it sounds kind of but it is cutting edge. And I don't mean only the setting up of the technology stack. I mean the whole thing. How to get it done, how to get it rolling at a company. There are not many best practices about that. We used the professional service from Grafana Cloud and other consultants. They helped us in some regards, but at least at our scale, we had to think many things completely new and didn't have much blueprints available in the IT world. And yeah, the last one, shout out to my observability team. I started this whole project with a very eager team. They wanted this to work. And they put effort in tremendous. And yeah, you can move the IT world. So observability done, at least initialized. We standardized the technology stack. That's a big reason why Grafana Cloud is used. We used OpenTelemetry. We were very lucky that OpenTelemetry got stable. We enabled our DevOps teams. We worked hard for the product feature observability to get into the mindset of the product teams. And we managed the community at Datev, so they come together. And we measure the whole thing. So this was only the beginning. Observability is the basis. Now we know what's going on in our IT. And the next topic is for us AI Ops. This means take the informations which observability provides, use it together with the ITSM data from a CMDB, change information, problem information, etc. pp. And use AI algorithms to get really to the core of the root cause and impact on blast radius scenarios. But I guess that's a story for another time. Thank you, guys. And